Yo, what is good, gang? It's your boy Him, and I'm back again with another video. Now guys, in this video I will be giving you the basic settings that you need to use in Warzone Mobile. Mind you, this is not the best basic settings, as this game is still going through a lot of fix. All right, so there's nothing like best sensitivity settings right now or best basic settings. Everything is currently subject to change. All right, and a lot of settings in this game, they don't work. So I will be giving you all those settings that you just need to use to allow you play smoothly. So guys, if you know you want to start your settings afresh, probably maybe in between the game you realize you are getting some kind of effect that is not supposed to happen in your game, I strictly recommend you just do this. Go to your control, click on gameplay, then scroll down and then reset tab. All right, both the interface and every other thing, reset everything. You can leave your sensitivity the way it is, then you go back to overview, then we can start changing all the settings. Of course, you don't want to run auto fire or any other thing. I don't even think you need custom. All you just need to run is manual fire. All right, I'm sure we basically know what manual fire simply means. It simply means you need to press the shoot button before your weapon starts shooting, compared to automatic where you just need to place your crosshair on your enemy and then it starts shooting automatically. That is actually not nice, so it is actually preferable to use manual fire. Now let us move on to the gameplay. Automations, you can set it to custom. All right, weapon auto pickup, of course, leave this on. Starter weapon auto pickup, leave this on. Weapon auto equip, leave this on as well. Now when it comes to weapon auto pickup priority, I strictly recommend you set it based on your personal preference. All right, based on your personal preference. I've not set anything up, as you can see. I reset my tab so everything is back to default. So priority 1, I think I'm okay with I think I'm okay with this. I'm just gonna leave them this way. All right, so now camera damage aiming, I strictly recommend you leave it on default. We sincerely don't know what that is doing, but just leave it at default. All right, now loot auto pickup, of course you need to turn it off. All right, I don't use loot auto pickup. I love picking up my things manually so that I don't accidentally pick up what I don't want. Then I need to open my backpack again and start, you know, doing all the settings all over again. So I strictly recommend you set your loot auto pickup off. Now mantle assist, this is a settings you do not want at all. All right, make sure it is turned off at all time. All right, make sure it is turned off at all time. Okay, so there is a serious bug that is going on right now. Okay, I don't know, but it's just what it is in this game. Whenever you have mantle assist, you're not going to see sprint assist on your option. I know it's crazy, right? But whenever you restart your game, it is definitely going to come back. All right guys, now we are back. I just restarted my game, and then let us go back to the settings and check if we have our sprint assist. It is what it is in this game. And now as you can see, we now have the sprint assist. Initially we do not have it, and all we have is just mantle assist. But now I restarted the game, and then we have sprint assist. So click on your sprint assist. I don't know, this is a little bit of personal preference, but if you are playing on control, right, I mean on touch, I strictly recommend you use automatic sprint. But if you're on controller, of course you can use automatic tactical sprint. And then make sure your sprint delay is set to 0. Okay, make sure it is set to 0 totally. Now sprint assist sideways, I want you to turn it on. Sprint assist backward, I want you to turn it on, so that you will be able to carry out all those omni movements: slide left, slide right, slide to the back, or slide to the front, anyone you want. All right, just make sure they are turned on. So for controller players, of course, you know you need to turn on your sprint assist and do the same thing in this category. All right, that concludes that aspect. Mantle assist, we've discussed about that. Now your parachute behavior, this is basically for resurgence or battle royale. You definitely don't want to put your parachute behavior to auto. It is best to leave it on manual. All right, so stairs button, always make sure it is off, although by default is always off, so just make sure it is off. Now auto crouch, I strictly recommend for now you keep it off, because trust me, you don't even have anywhere to actually use auto crouch. Let me explain what auto crouch actually do. On PC and console, auto crouch is that feature that actually enables you to slide under a particular ledge. Okay, probably maybe there's an opening under a ledge. It allows you to, you know, slide in or crouch automatically. All right, but in Warzone Mobile we don't have anything like that yet, and I don't want you guys to risk putting it on, because if you put it on, this is Warzone Mobile, it might actually affect another kind of settings in your game. All right, so I strictly recommend you just turn it off for now. Turn corners assistance, please make sure you turn it off. It is totally garbage, it's useless. I don't know, there's nothing you need it for here. So auto equip armor plate, I think you should just turn it off. All right, you don't want armor plate automatically equipping by itself when you're engaging in a particular gunfight. All right, so just turn it off and proceed. So we are now movement. I think this setting is also bugged a little bit. You can't change this, regardless of what you change it to, it's still going to go back to default. All right, so I strictly recommend you just leave it on default, but subsequently you can always leave it on always sprint after the bug has been fixed. Okay, so if I restart my game right now, it's going to go back to analog. Or yeah, it's going to go back to analog. So just leave it on whatever it is it pops out for you. I believe in the next update they're going to fix it. So slide and stance, just leave it. Of course, you don't want to crouch whenever you slide, so you always want to get back on your feet whenever you slide. So that is why you need to leave this setting on. Now auto forward stand, of course, leave it on stand. Camera rotation mode, I play accelerated. This is based on personal preference. Whatever it is you want to use, you can use it, but me personally, I play accelerated. Now ADS camera rotation, I strictly recommend you turn this off. You do not want your ADS to rotate your camera, but if you want that, of course, you can turn it on. I believe this is also personal preference, but I personally, I don't use it. Now fire camera rotation, I don't use it because I do not play two fingers, but if you play two fingers, of course, you can leave it on. Fire camera rotation, this is when it rotates your camera right when you shoot. That is, just your shoot button can actually help you track your enemy. All right, so I do not use that, so I'm turning it off. Throwback camera rotation, I sincerely don't know what that is used for, so I'm just gonna leave it at default. Corner slice, turn it off. All right, camera rolls, I don't know, so I leave it on. Weapon mount exit delay, this doesn't matter, but I sincerely recommend that you put it on short. Now for those of us that are playing on touch, we don't really need these settings, because trust me, you won't actually use it most of the time. But for controller players, they have enough room on their controller, and they have enough button to carry that out, so you can always leave your weapon mount exit delay on short or medium. Okay, weapon trigger, just leave it the way it is. Auto fire button, leave it the way it is. Auto fire range, leave it the way it is. Now guys, majority of these settings there are majorly for two finger players. Now if you play on two fingers, of course, I sincerely recommend you use release for your snipers and for your launchers. But if you're playing more than two finger, of course, you need to set this to tap. Now aim down sight when firing, of course, it's still the same thing. This is where you have your ADS button and your shoot button in the same place. So of course, if you're playing on two finger, of course you can put it on, but I'm not, so I will put it off. Now ADS fire button position, I sincerely recommend you leave it to default. All right, just leave it to default. If you put it to snap, it's actually going to mess up some kind of settings on your screen, especially with your HUD, so I just recommend you leave it to default. Now aim down sight behavior is based on personal preference, but I recommend putting it on hold so that you won't need to go to the hassle of trying to tap the ADS button again to aim down sight and then tap it again to, you know, closing the sight. So just leave it on hold. Now guys, focus behavior, it's based on personal preference. I prefer to use automatic, so that whenever I aim down sight, it's automatically focused. All right, but if you don't want that, of course, you can go for toggle. I think that is better, because if you go for hold, definitely you need to have enough fingers on your screen. So it's either use the automatic or use the toggle, whatever you want. Now auto melee, always leave this at manual. All right, automatic melee is very terrible because it tends to melee whenever an enemy is closer to you. So in a situation whereby you're in a gunfight and then the enemy just move close to you, is going to start meleeing the enemy. So I don't think you want that. Leave it on manual so that you melee whenever the button pops up on your screen. As you all know, for touchscreen players, we do not have a dedicated button for melee. It actually pops out whenever you're so close to the enemy. So I strictly recommend you put it to manual. Now, sprinting door bash, this is also based on personal preference. If you are the stealthy kind of player, I mean, you can leave it off, but if you are the kind of player that is aggressive in nature, you can turn it on. All right, this is basically what it does. Whenever the player just runs through the door, it's going to open it automatically. All right, so first reload, I strictly recommend you. Oh my god, this settings is a little bit complicated. All right, now the thing is, whenever you put this setting on, if you're trying to reload, I mean if you're trying to switch your weapon and your character is trying to reload, then you won't be able to switch your weapon. You have to complete the reload. All right, I don't think that is actually a good thing, so I sincerely recommend you put it off. All right, put it off. Now, first equipping armor plate, I recommend you turn this off, because regardless of what you are doing, you won't be able to cancel equipping armor plate. So let's assume an enemy is chasing you and then another one pops out in front of you while plating up. Then you want to slide real quick and take that enemy out. You won't be able to do that because you have already enabled first equipping armor. So I strictly recommend you turn this off, and then equipping armor plate, yes, apply all. All right, aim assist, of course you want to have your aim assist turned on, although for touchscreen your aim assist is totally not there, or it's very, very weak. So I don't know, you might turn it off, you might turn it off, it doesn't really matter, I don't even care. So now jump your squad, right? You can turn it on, you can turn it off. This is personal preference, and every other thing here okay, majorly for, you know, controllers, outlines, BS card mate outline, and just leave this on. And then that brings us to the end of gameplay. Let us go to the interface. Left fire display always on. Of course you can have it, depends on what you want. You're going to see it on your screen wherever you want to put it. Now fire buttons, while auto fire, you can turn it off as well. They are actually personal preference. You show armor, or this is also personal preference. You can either have it separated or integrated. It doesn't actually affect your gameplay, so you can just leave it the way it is. Now its marker size, I strictly recommend you put it to small, and then you reduce your its marker transparency to about 80. All right, so that it doesn't obstruct your view. Although whenever you put it to small, it doesn't obstruct your view at all. And then whenever you reduce the transparency, it still doesn't do anything. I love leaving my own to 1 because I still love to see that effect. But if you feel it's affecting you, or it's obstructing your view, then you can actually turn it down to 50 or to 80. So auto sprint, leave it to floating. Change stance, leave it to split. Fixed joystick, be sure to leave it on snap, because if you leave it on default, it simply means that whenever you want to move your analog, you need to be very precise. Definitely you have to touch your analog only. If you touch any area on your left, on the left bottom side of your screen, then you are going to be controlling your camera. You do not want that, so you leave it on snap. Horizontal aim, leave it to standard. Vertical aim, leave it to standard as well. And that actually concludes the basic settings you need to play this game for now. But trust me guys, there are still a lot of things. Even when you actually use these settings currently in this game, they won't work. All right, they will not work, and you're still going to be getting a kind of annoying and irritating result. Currently the game is unplayable for me, but these settings are actually okay because I tested them on my Android phone and they're actually nice. So I don't know if these bugs are actually related to iPad only. I sincerely don't know, but I was able to try these settings on my Android and they're actually good. So in the next video I will be giving you my honest opinion about the game, both the bugs I'm facing and the good thing about this game. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.